What if the food supply chain just stopped working? Maybe you're here because store shelves don't feel so full anymore. Or maybe you're just waking up to the fact that most of what we call food is made in factories, not fields. Maybe things are getting a bit expensive. Either way, welcome to Edible America, your gateway to self-reliance. Today, we start where the country ends, in California. The Golden State isn't just tech bros, drought, and traffic. It's home to some of the richest edible biodiversity in North America. Let's walk through 10 wild edible plants you can find in California. This delicate little plant once helped keep miners alive during the gold rush. Miner's lettuce is a native California green that grows low to the ground, forming carpets of bright, tender leaves in cool, shaded places, under oak trees, along forest trails, even in forgotten corners of urban parks. It thrives from San Diego to Shasta, especially in the late winter and early spring. The leaves are round, almost heart-shaped, often with tiny white flowers growing right through the center. They're crunchy, mildly peppery, and bright, like a cross between spinach and watercress. You can eat them raw, right out the stem, or toss them into a salad. The desert doesn't give freely, but when it does, it gives prickly pear. This cactus grows across Southern California, from the hills of Riverside and San Bernardino to the open Mojave Desert. You'll find it growing along roadsides and abandoned lots and across sun-scorched canyons. To the untrained eye, it looks uninviting, thick green pads covered in spines, crowned with bright fruit like some alien offering. But for those who know it, prickly pear is one of the most generous plants in the wild food world. It gives you two different foods. The pads, or napales, are rich in fiber, water, and electrolytes. They are best harvested young and tender, then grilled or sautéed with garlic and lime. And the fruit, called tuna in Spanish, is sweet, juicy, and packed with antioxidants, a true desert delicacy. The color ranges from green to vibrant magenta, depending on the ripeness and variety. In the dry, rugged hills of Southern California, you'll find one of the state's most powerful wild plants, black sage. And if you ever brushed against it on a trail, you know it. The scent hits you instantly, earthy, sharp, and electric. For thousands of years, indigenous Californians have used it in teas to ease sore throats, colds, coughs, and even anxiety. The leaves contain powerful essential oils, compounds that calm inflammation and wake up the senses. You can make a tea by steeping a few fresh or dried leaves in hot water. Not too much, it's strong. Hikers often chew a leaf or rub it on their temples to clear the mind or ease nausea. Here's a fun one. Toyon, also known as California holly. Yes, that holly. Legend says Hollywood was named after the dense strands of Toyon covering the hills. Its red berries ripen in winter and must be cooked to be edible. Raw, they can cause stomach upset, but roasted, they taste a bit like cranberry and make great jelly. California Bay grows along the coast and into the foothills. From Mendocino down to the Santa Monica Mountains, it's a handsome tree, evergreen, with long, glossy leaves that look a lot like the bay leaves you find in your spice rack. But don't be fooled, this is not the same plant. The grocery store variety comes from the Mediterranean. Smooth, aromatic, friendly. California Bay is wild, sharper, and much stronger. So strong, in fact, that some people get headaches just from standing under the tree in bloom. The scent is spicy, menthol-like, a mix between bay, eucalyptus, and black pepper. You can use it to flavor soups, stews, rice, but one leaf goes a long way. Two is too much. Manzanita, which means little apple in Spanish, is a familiar sight on California's hillsides and chaparral. Its smooth reddish bark and twisting branches make it almost artful, but this plant isn't just pretty, it's a survivor and a provider. From the Bay Area all the way down through the Sierra Nevada foothills, Manzanita's bright green leaves and smooth stems hide a treasure. Its fruit. Those round apple-like berries might look tough and tart, but they've fed indigenous Californians for thousands of years, eaten fresh, dried, or turned into refreshing cider. The berries are small but packed with sweet tart flavor, a bit like cranberries with a hint of almond. Long ago, Native Americans collected Manzanita berries in great quantities, drying them for winter stores or grinding them to a fine meal to mix with acorn flour, another survival staple. Wild mustard is that bright splash of yellow you see lighting up California's fields and roadsides in the springtime. You might have passed it by hundreds of times without giving it a second thought, but this unassuming plant is a powerhouse of flavor and survival. Originally from Europe, wild mustard has made California its home, and it's thriving in every disturbed patch of earth, from farm edge to city parks. The leaves have a peppery, mustardy bite, sharper than kale or arugula, making them perfect for salads, sautés, or pesto. The small, bright yellow flowers are edible too, adding color and a gentle mustard flavor to dishes. And the seeds? That's where the wild mustard really shines. They're the source of the mustard condiment we all know. But you can also harvest and grind them fresh for a spicy homemade mustard that tastes amazing. If you've ever smelled black licorice on a city street, you've probably found wild fennel. It's invasive, it's stubborn, and it's delicious. Eat the feathery fronds, chew the seeds, use the stalks like celery. Just don't confuse it with poison hemlock, which grows nearby and looks similar. Chickweed sneaks up on you. It's soft, low to the ground, and often mistaken for just another weed in your garden or park. But don't be fooled, this humble green is a wild edible powerhouse quietly growing all over California and beyond. Chickweed thrives in cool, moist spots. Think shaded lawns, riverbanks, and forest edges. Its small, star-shaped white flowers might be easy to miss, but the leaves and stems are what really matter. They're mild with a subtle sweetness and a texture somewhat between spinach and lettuce. One of the best things about chickweed, it grows fast and it grows everywhere. In uncertain times, it's a dependable, low-maintenance food source that doesn't require cultivation or care. If you're foraging, look for its delicate trailing stems. Last but not least, Yerba Buena, literally good herb. Growing low to the ground in redwood forest and cool hills, this minty plant has been used for centuries to soothe the stomach and the soul. Brew it into tea, rest beside it, let it remind you that not everything has to be extracted or bought. Learning the land is more than a hobby. It's a form of resistance. Throughout most of human history, people lived by gathering, hunting, foraging, and growing their own food. Our ancestors understood the land intimately. They knew which plants were edible, which to harvest, and how to prepare nature's bounty. But somewhere along the way, especially in the last century, we've been taught that food comes from supermarkets, trucks, and factories. That without these systems, we would go hungry. That feeding ourselves is too hard, too dangerous, and too complicated. Or just plain yucky. This belief is new. It's a break in a long, unbroken chain of self-reliance. It's a shift from knowing to depending. Yet, if the system we trust falters, if supply chains break or prices skyrocket, what then? We fall back on what's always been there. The wild foods, the gardens, the skills that once kept us alive and thriving. Feeding ourselves is not just possible, it's a birthright. It's a reminder that no matter how complex our world becomes, the earth still offers abundance for those who seek it. So let's reclaim that knowledge. Let's remember that we are capable, connected, and resilient, because feeding ourselves is not just survival, it's freedom. If this helped you, subscribe and comment below. Have you foraged in California? What's your favorite wild plant? Any tips? Until next time, keep your eyes open and your roots deep.